Hey guys, it's Pete. Welcome to video number 2 of the Bulletproof series. Just walked out of Osaka Steakhouse here and had a wonderful dinner for our anniversary. And guys, stay tuned here in a couple minutes and Kelly and I are going to share with you our brief story. For those of you that are not familiar with us, we're going to share with you a little bit of details and history on our relationship along with some of the bullets that have flung past our head throughout the last, well, I'm not going to tell you how many years, but stay tuned guys, here we go. Just got back from our anniversary dinner at Osaka, and you know what? It was just one of those food coma type meals. And Kelly, are you feeling it?
Yeah, definitely. That was a lot of food.
So, guys, we figured out that it was easier for Kelly to be behind the camera and video me versus trying to figure out how to manipulate that camera with both of us being in it, and we'll work on that as we get further into other videos with both of us in it. So guys, what we want to do is just share our story with you and give you a little bit of history about us. And for those of you that don't know, like I've said in video number 1, I retired from law enforcement in 2001, and part of the reason behind that was, like I've explained, is just to have some of those time freedom things. And you know, the day that I actually resigned from law enforcement, Kelly was kind of aware, but really wasn't totally sure that it was coming. And Kelly, can you describe kind of that feeling when I told you that I had retired from law enforcement?
Well, of course, you have a little bit of that, okay, where's the security coming from? What's going on with paying the bills? And how's that going to look? And so a little bit of that, but also some excitement because Pete was very stressed. He was actually getting stomach ulcers. There was a lot of stress. It was very political at his workplace. And so I knew that for him, it was something that he needed to do. And not just for him, actually, but also for our family.
And guys, and that's where some of that focus and that being bulletproof comes from, where, you know what, there comes a time where you have to look at, number 1, are you enjoying where you're at in life? And number 2, where do you want to get to? And I saw where I was at in law enforcement that I really wasn't necessarily getting to where I wanted to get to be able to provide different options for my family, like what we're going to talk about in further videos. And so one of the really cool things that a lot of you may not know is on the side I had a part-time real estate business. You know what, we started a part-time remodeling business with one of my really good friends, Greg, and that business really took off, and we were very fortunate that we were making very good money on the side of law enforcement. So the day that we decided to retire as police officers, we were able to step right into that full-time. And I still remember that day we were sitting in our office and scratching our heads saying, okay, now what? Because we were used to that guaranteed income with our real estate business income on the side coming in. And you know what, we dove in head first and saw some really quick success, and we hit a multiple 6-figure income. We made our first million by age 35, second million by age 37, 38. And guys, in 2009, we all remember that the real estate market kind of started to change, and at that point we had really not prepared well for having those options in life to prepare ourselves and creating that security blanket. And part of what we talk about with being bulletproof is protecting yourself and protecting your family. And you know, when that income started to dwindle, and then when the real estate market really started to change, we really wound up, well, caught with our pants down per se. And it was one of those things where we had experienced great success. We had experienced all right, so apparently we just had a technical difficulty with our camera. So we were talking about how we were caught with our proverbial pants down and with the real estate market crash, and we really weren't quite sure where things were headed. And Kelly, can you just describe to us kind of that feeling when that income started to disappear and we didn't have that security any longer?
Well, it's definitely a different feeling from what I talked about earlier when he retired from being a police officer, because we had the real estate as a backup. That was a growing company, and so this time it was different because I didn't know where the money was coming from this time. For sure, and it was a matter of charge cards. We charged groceries, we charged gas, we were charging everything, just waiting and hoping that the real estate market would come back again. And it was definitely a feeling that was not a fun feeling to have. The security was not there, did not know where it was going to come from and when, and that was a little hard.
And that's where, guys, when we talk about being bulletproof, you know, there's some times that when one of those bullets come flying by you, it actually doesn't fly by, it actually might hit you. And it's one of those where you can choose to have that be a life-threatening injury, or you can choose just to have that be a wound. And sometimes we can grow and learn from those wounds as we learn how to be bulletproof and how to survive those gunshots, as we may call them in this video series. So from there, we got introduced. Well, Kelly had a history in network marketing, and I had always watched her do these home parties and things like that. And so an opportunity came across for me to get involved in one of the first home party companies for men. Quickly became, my business partner and I quickly became one of the top leaders in the company, became the top income earners. However, because of the way that that company was structured, we never really made the income that a top income earner should earn. And then the company wound up changing their compensation plan. Long story short, we were never able to overcome the financial crisis that we had experienced with the real estate market crash. So we wound up losing our home. We wound up losing our cars. We were at the food shelf providing for our kids in a box, walking into this 4,000 square foot home, still scratching our heads saying, okay, now how are we going to pay the bills? And it's one of those things where that wound really set deep in both of us, and we really had to make a conscious decision to overcome that and to continue to strive towards that target. And you know, the opportunity with the company that we're currently with came across, and it was one of those things where we were still very skeptical, we were still wounded, we were still healing from that. However, we've been blessed with that opportunity. We now, through family help, and as we go through the video resource, or the video, we're going to talk about your resources, and part of those may be friends, family, things that you may utilize, your church, to get through certain circumstances, and those resources are very important. For us, we relied a lot on our family, and we were blessed with a home that we were able to get with help of family and start our life over again. And you know, that wound set deep, but again was not a life-threatening injury. So again, I don't want to dwell a whole lot on that, but that's a little bit about our past. I really don't want to dive into exactly what we do today, because you know what? If you're following us on Facebook, you have a pretty good idea of the opportunity that we've got with Visalis and what we do, and I really don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, because these videos are not meant as a pitch for what we do or even to share about the Project 10 Challenge. So, that being said, I want to open this up. If you guys have questions as you watch this video, we're excited to share video number 3 tomorrow with you, and we're just excited to continue this journey. Kelly, anything else that you want to share about being bulletproof through this process and our story?
Well, I just do need to throw in that it was our faith too that got us through the last few years, through all the ups and downs and not sure what was coming next. We always knew that we did have God, and so that faith grew stronger, and that's been that's a whole different testimonial that maybe we'll say another time. But I do have to mention that and praise God.
Yep, absolutely. And you know what, guys? Tonight is our 21st anniversary. We've made it, knock on wood, 21 years, and it's through a lot of ups and downs and those bullet wounds hitting us. And guys, so with that being said, hope you take this as a learning experience for you and your relationships and your entrepreneurship and whatever you do. If you're working a job, that's great. Continue to provide for your family, and guys, be the man and step up and be the provider for your family that you need to be. That's it, guys. Have a great night, and we appreciate you, and continue to be bulletproof.
God bless.